Learn English says, some days I feel like I'm improving, other days I feel I'm not. How can I assure, we could say ensure, I am really progressing? That's a good question. The emotional part of it. You're working on your English and you feel confident some days, not confident other days, right? Generally, you can have a good sense of your progress over the long term. So from January of this year until October, I feel like I've improved quite a bit. Most people's guess about how much they've improved over larger spaces of time is pretty accurate, because you can't really lie to yourself that much. If you've made quite a bit of progress over a period of quite a few months, you know it, right? You're able to do more stuff, a lot more stuff. You feel more comfortable, more confident, right? Or you didn't make much progress, you know it. You can't really lie to yourself deep down. You know over a longer space of time. But do you know from the day to day? How can you feel it from the day to day? I would suggest that from the day to day, from one day to the next, asking yourself, how much have I improved? How good do I feel today? Or how bad do I feel today? Is something to avoid completely. You shouldn't be thinking in those terms. We'll talk about how to measure long term if you want to measure it objectively. But on the day to day, it's really an attitude issue. Because you're actually not that much better on Tuesday than you were on Monday. If we're being totally honest, you're not going to have an overnight, probably, you're not going to have an overnight leap in progress. It's probably not going to happen. Sorry. Nothing is that fast. No learning tends to happen that fast. So it's really just how you feel. What you're describing here is your mood. What you're describing is your emotions about your learning, not the reality. Reality of language progress tends to be measured in months, not days. Months, not days. And on the day scale, it's really just your attitude toward learning, your attitude toward yourself, and your emotions on a day-to-day basis, right? So how do you manage that? My advice there would be to not try to evaluate whether you're improving on a day-to-day basis, and just focus yourself on the attempt to find what is challenging for you, work on that, and gain confidence doing that. If you have a choice between feeling not very good and feeling I'm making progress, try to stay in that state. I'm making progress, I'm working hard. What are you doing to improve, right? On trying to get more comfortable with English, on doing the things that will allow you to build confidence, which I've talked about in a lot of other videos and live streams, right? How do you build up those skills? How do you build up that confidence? Focus on doing those things, and I think the right emotion will come with that. Now, that does mean you're probably making progress, but again, you probably won't notice it on a day-to-day basis. So the difference between you saying, no, I'm not good at English on Monday, and I feel really good about my English on Tuesday, is not about your objective level. It's about, have you done something or not? Are you making do you feel that you're making progress or not? So how do you encourage that mood of feeling good about it? This is personal. For me, if I have a goal and I know what step I can do today that's going to allow me to get closer to that goal, and I actually do it, at the end of the day, I feel really good. I feel satisfied that I've made progress because I took the step. It was a challenging step, but I took that step. But if I don't do it, and I do take the lazy path and I avoid it, then I feel bad. Again, it's not about how much I've improved. It's about, did I take the challenge today and do what I said I was going to do, which I think will allow me to improve in the long term? Yes, I usually feel good. So my suggestion would be to every day that you're going to practice English, give yourself a difficult challenge that's doable, possible, totally achievable, that you can accomplish within that day. And then once you do that, I think you're going to feel comfortable and confident. And bonus, your English will be improving in the long term. And if you don't make it, then maybe change or adjust the difficulty of the challenge, right? Make it a little bit easier. What you shouldn't do is always take the easy route. I'm just going to learn 5 words today, or I'm just going to do something that's lazier, right? I don't know if it's going to make me better or not. I have no idea. Don't do that, because you know that that's not helping you, and that's probably what's contributing to or causing you to have that negative down feeling. Okay. So it's mostly just mood and mood management, I think, based on whether or not you're doing difficult things and achieving those things. What about actually measuring success long term? Well, I said most people have a pretty good sense of where their level of English is over time, over the long term, months, maybe years. But if you want to objectively measure it, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Now, a cheap way to do that, or a free way to do that, cheap, free, low-cost way of doing that would be something like the Versant test. If you want to do a human version of that, that's going to be more accurate, then I would recommend the IELTS test. So if you're serious about evaluating yourself, sign up for an IELTS test in February, and then sign up for another one in October. And sign up for both of them and tell yourself, okay, I'm going to take both of these, so how much can I improve between? And your progress should be measurable objectively. Oh, I got a 6.0 in the writing part of the IELTS test in the first one, and the second one I got a 6.0 again. So my writing has not really improved. But I got a 6.0 in the first one and a 6.5 in the second one for my speaking. My speaking has improved. That's pretty objective, and the IELTS test is pretty accurate. So that would be a good way to do it if you want to have a measurement, right? But again, that's not really going to affect your day-to-day. Maybe it will, because you're working toward a goal of taking the IELTS test again later in the year. Maybe that will affect your day-to-day feeling. So that's what I would do. That would be my recommendation for improving this feeling of progressing on the longer and the shorter time scale. If you have any other questions, let me know. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and also check out my full courses in the links in the description.